non-notion knockout. The breaking announcement. Siapa yang kira-kira ya? Kita lihat. With total score 158 goes to Nadia. Congratulations to Nadia. And next up we have 156 total score. Maria. Congratulations, Maria.
Wow.
Next up we have 155 score goes to Cinta. Congratulations to Cinta. And last but not least, with 153.5 score goes to Clara. Congratulations, Clara. Keruntuhan ekonomi global bisa menjadi langkah penting bagi umat manusia untuk membangun kembali masyarakat yang lebih adil. Dan oleh karena itu, pemerintah harus membiarkan keruntuhan tersebut terjadi alih-alih melakukan intervensi. On Notion Knockout starts now. Cinta first.
I believe that global economic collapse could be a necessary step for humanity to rebuild a more equitable society. Let's take an example of Indonesia. After what happened in 1998, where there is an economic collapse, as well as globally, where other countries are also not doing well, we see that from that point on, even though it takes a little more time, we see a better democratic society. We see a better society where there's more improvements and developments, not just in infrastructure, but also politically. We want that society to happen, and therefore, once it's so chaotic, the only thing we can do is strive for a fresh start. If we want a more stable and better society and community, then we would really like to have a start.
Time's up. Thank you so much, Cinta. Clara, your turn.
I respect that you're using Indonesia as an example. However, we must look at this from an international and a global aspect. There have been many cases in history where a recession or a downfall of the economy has only brought negative impacts. For example, in 1926, we had the Wall Street crash, and then we also had the global recession, and I think it was 2008. So coming from a business background and a business degree, I understand that it takes many, many years to get back on your feet if there is truly a global economic collapse. So this would only bring perhaps a social downrise or perhaps even rebellion, which would not impact or benefit the economy nor politics. And reality is, a lot of our global politicians have truly worked hard to provide a healthy and stable world economy. Thank you.
All right, Cinta, your turn.
I respectfully disagree, Clara, because I believe that you can't only go up. There needs to be a way down. Realistically speaking, it's not possible for you to always go up. There's going to be a point in your life or a point in the system where it's just going to be stagnant or slightly go down below. I think the alternative should be, how do we create a better community and how do we strive for a better environment globally as well as for each countries. We see that after each of these instances where that happens, each countries go for a better society and they make their own improvements. And that's what we want. Thank you.
Clara.
I understand also that from this statement, it states that we should allow a collapse and not intervene. So perhaps I have explained from a more data-driven or historical background. So let me use a personal one. I have a business, and sadly, the social media got hacked around a year or two ago, and it took me very, very long to get back on my feet to restart. So coming from a personal aspect, I understand that if you just let things be, if you just let a collapse to allow, this will not bring benefits. You truly need to work hard to maintain your current economy, maintain your current financial state in order to keep thriving. And even if it does collapse, you may not let it be. You must keep working harder to get back on your feet and always keep striving for more. Thank you very much.
Alright, demokrasi pada dasarnya adalah sebuah sistem yang memiliki kelemahan dan mengutamakan popularitas dibandingkan kompetensi. Oleh karena itu, teknokrasi global yang dipimpin oleh elit ilmiah dan intelektual harus menggantikannya. Meskipun hal tersebut meremehkan kebebasan individu. Girls, on Notion Knockout starts now. Baiklah, Maria.
Okay, thank you, Nadia. So, I would say that I strongly agree with this notion. I came back to my roots again as a doctor, that we value intellectual properties, that we value scientific data. So, what it means that the technocracy is a people that are having competence in scientifics, in people, technology, and also stuff that we need to rule a country and a community. By using their knowledge, their experience, and also data, we can use to build a nation that learn from the past and together bring a better future. Thank you.
Alright, Nadia.
For me personally, NKRI, Negara Kesatuan Republik Indonesia, a democratic country, itu harga mati. Is that not what you think? For me, democracy means that people by the people. We should not take away the freedom of speech, the freedom of thinking by technocracy. If we cannot vote, then who are we as a nation? People have fought for years to be able to vote. In America itself, they have a women's movement where they march to be able to vote for women. So, why is it now we're moving to global technocracy and making sure that people are no longer able to think normally? So I think that technocracy means that only a few people are represented, and Indonesia is now 270 million people of different race and
Time's up. Thank you so much, Nadia. Cinta.
Thank you. So, I would highlight that you say there will be no people in the technocracy. But in fact, technocracy is also people. They are very capable people that will lead our country to be a better country. I will not say that it will lose our nation, it will be Indonesia, but I will also highlight one more thing. With technocracy, there will be less corruption. One thing that we are very against in this country. One thing that we're trying to do better. With technocracy, we will learn and be the best country we can with the data, with the intellectual properties, but also with less corruption. And the people will gain more instead of voting for people they only knew by what they're doing during campaign, which is only by content, which is usually temporary and not saying what they meant.
Thumbs up. Nadia.
Are you saying that smart people are not corrupt? For me personally, corrupt people are the smartest people. So how do we make sure that technocracy and people who lead it, who are still human and are tempted by money, of course, tempted by power, how are they leading a country with only data in mind? They have to have humanity, they have to understand people, they have to be in local governments. How are we making sure that these people know how to do that? They know how to analyze the data, they know how to be smart, do they know how to be good?
So I'm not saying there will be no or zero corruption in the country led by technocracy, but it will be less corruption because the decision will be making by data and also by analyzing from the intellectual properties that the country has. So the people with only the democracy, they will choose the smartest people with data. They will only use their knowledge to make a decision what is best by scientific data and also by intellectual property. So they don't have overpower. They don't have what we see now. Like we might argue now, is there any dynasty of political in Indonesia? It will be prevented with this system. And I believe that choosing smartest people to lead our country will be leading our country to better future for our children. And as a mother, I hope that Indonesia will evolve into that kind of country. Thank you.
Last statement, Nadia.
Democracy is highlighting individual freedoms, and in Indonesia it is a very important thing. We have fought many years to be able to stand our ground against colonialism and to be able to stand as a society. And democracy is an important part of it. So I think that personally, I want to vote, I want to be heard, and I encourage everyone to do the same. Thank you.
Alright, thank you so much Nadia and Jean, and Maria. Sorry, Nadia and Maria. Boleh salaman? Oke.
Panas.
Luar biasa ya. Wow. Ini masih main belum ya? Silakan maju ke depan, boleh maju ke depan dulu. Oke, kita in order ya. Kemudian Clara. Silakan Clara maju ke depan. Dan yang terakhir adalah Nadia. Ini dia top 3 untuk On Notion Knockout hari ini. Ya, Notion Knockout supported by Kaldari Cem adalah dengan total skor 462,5 goes to Maria. Silakan mari maju ke depan. Saya mengundang Mr. Ilham sebagai Creative Director dari Kaldari Cem untuk menyerahkan hadiah beserta trofi dari Kaldari Cem. Ya, silakan take a picture dulu. Selamat kepada Mari mendapatkan beasiswa dari Kaldari Cem sebesar 15 juta rupiah. Boleh langsung dipakai ya buat diskusi juga sudah boleh. Silakan melipir ke sebelah sana dulu, Maria. Terima kasih. Boleh 460 dengan total skor 468,5 jatuh kepada kata-katanya kalau tangan yang di atas menang, kita nggak tahu ya. Itu kata legendanya, ya. Tapi ternyata kali ini yang memenangkan On Notion Knockout adalah Clara. Selamat untuk Clara mendapatkan beasiswa sebesar 35 juta rupiah dan otomatis Nadia sebagai first runner up